Hi guys, it's Trevor Chalaba here and you're listening to the Blue Day podcast.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Yes, folks, this is the Blue Day podcast, and for Chelsea fans everywhere, every day is a Blue Day. I am your host, Keith Lawrence. Joining me this week, he's back for more. He can bend a ball like Beckham, and he can party like one too. Here is Milan Lalkovic. Milan, welcome back to the podcast. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you. Nice week. It was a good week. Obviously, the weather is still fantastic here, so yeah, enjoying it.
Noticed how you also put on your social medias, and before we crack on with Chelsea, I do have to mention this. If you haven't already familiarised yourself with Milan, you can find him on Instagram and Twitter /X at Milan Lalkovic 10. One of the
Actually, it's the other way round.
Is it the other way round?
Yeah.
I tell you what, rather than me be the idiot, you say where they can find you.
Yeah, they can find me on Lalkovic Milan 10 on Instagram and Twitter is the same. So
the reason why I bring it up, you put on a post the other day of your free kick that you scored on last Sunday, I believe. My goodness, talk about a curler, and I love the fact that the keeper was all over the shot. Right, the keeper didn't have a hope in hell's chance of saving it anyway, but it was your celebration afterwards, whereby you celebrated with your teammates, but then at the end you was telling players, right, no, you need to do this, you need.
yeah, we had the red card obviously, and the team we didn't keep the ball well. Obviously, 1-1, we would be happy with the point. But when I scored, obviously, it was a nice goal. I celebrated taking my shirt. I've got a yellow card. Manager wasn't happy because now if I take one more, I'm missing the game. So I need to be careful tomorrow. We play tomorrow again. But yeah, I straight away had the thought about some things that we did in the game or how we have to now move and stay compact. And I was telling them that we don't have to score again. So just be compact, and if we can hit them on the counter, do it. And every foul, just scream, go down, take your time, whatever. Play the zones, game management. And obviously, if somebody saw the game, because it was on YouTube, the last 5 minutes, I think I took the ball to the corner and kept it there for like 2.5 minutes with my two players. So it was a good game management and really good win, especially with 10 men. Obviously, it gives you. Everybody speaks always about character and that you have 10 players and you win, and it's harder to score a goal than defend. Let's get that right, yeah. So, but yeah, happy with the win, and we take it. And tomorrow, I think we have a derby against Rhodes, who are obviously 2 hours away with the boat. Should be good again at this level, anyway. Imagine I would be scoring this goal in England. That would be fantastic, huh?
Oh, my goodness, there'll be
Sky Sport.
you will have the reporters on your doorstep. You wouldn't be asking for the next interview. It'll be, and certain clubs need that now. I mean, we already spoke about it.
Listen,
before.
I'm already getting some recognition. People starting speaking about me, which is good. I haven't been injured for 2 years, touch wood, and I'm enjoying football. So I can obviously I have to do what I have to do, and I cannot change anything else. So I go step by step and live now in this situation, basically. So it is what it is.
Well, any chance you want to swap countries, by all means. I'd love to be in Greece. You can come back to
Who
England
wouldn't,
and play
man?
your
Who
football. That's fine. Speaking of happy places, at the moment, it's international break, so not much to discuss. But what we will discuss is something that actually was kind of a rarity for Chelsea. Was actually 3 wins in a row, especially in the Premier League, where we beat Fulham on Monday night, and it was a great away performance with Mudryk stepping up, and pretty much the whole team stepping up. Yeah. And then last Saturday against Burnley at Turf Moor. Yes, I know, and people will probably say, while they're listening or watching this, will say Burnley are struggling. Burnley are going to concede goals. You go away to Turf Moor, they're always going to make it difficult. We scored 4 against them. Man United struggled against them. A lot of teams are going to struggle against them. We battered them.
Yeah, second half,
we battered them. We had to obviously change it a little bit after going a goal down. Burnley then conceded the own goal, thankfully, but we were just on another level in that second half. And now the atmosphere seems to be changing in the dressing room. And you did actually touch on this, Milan, a few weeks ago, that the players seem to be on it. They're not a case of not playing for the manager. The manager's obviously got his thoughts process going. It actually seems to be working. Players are playing with a little bit of freedom, but also with confidence. They never had that last season.
Yeah, very important. Obviously, wins give you confidence, and that's normal Chelsea. 3 wins in a row. It's not a surprise, you know. If you look at Chelsea, normally 3 wins in a row is a must. But obviously, as a club, we found ourselves in this situation, and fantastic. Raheem Sterling on fire. Obviously, Cole Palmer. I knew straight away. I saw him play for City against Chelsea, and he was fantastic. So straight away when he was linked with us, I was like, definitely. I think he's better than Madueke. Even though Madueke yesterday I saw clips, he was fantastic, but it's Serbia under 21s.
Not the game to really.
But still, you have to play well in every game, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But he was really good yesterday, so hopefully that gives him confidence after coming back from injury. But Cole Palmer is a real deal, and as I said, him on the right, Sterling on the left, and look, it brings you 3 points, 3 important points, especially going 1-0 down. But yeah, on the way up, and London derby ahead.
We may touch on that later in the show. If not, we will
But
definitely.
it's perfect. Imagine going to London derby with no wins or draws, or now full of confidence at home in front of the fans, Stamford Bridge, and London is blue. Do you know what I mean? They can't even paint anymore. This team
and potentially Reece James back as well. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully they don't push him. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Hopefully they don't push him. But if he's ready, as I said before in a podcast, if he said he's ready, he's ready. What can you do?
So, with the Burnley result as well, and you touched on him and somebody who I'm not his biggest fan. I haven't been his biggest fan since he arrived at Chelsea. But this season, Raheem Sterling, in some games, not all of them, of course, but in some games, has been the boss on the pitch. He has absolutely done superb. And I think a lot of Chelsea fans would say that if the Player of the Season awards would come around tomorrow, Raheem would probably get it. If you look at his performance against Burnley, I know Burnley are where they are at the moment.
But they're still a Premier League club and playing nice football. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter.
Raheem was just best player on the pitch by a country mile.
Yeah.
It had to take a while because of the situation with last season. Are we finally, in your opinion, being a winger, being that type of player that can create out of nothing?
Yeah.
Do you feel now that this is now Raheem's chance to progress now to the point where he's at that stage where he's going to be one of the more established, experienced players in the group?
I hope so. Obviously, him 100% fit. Obviously, he was ill as well a little bit, but him 100% fit changes whole Chelsea. He's direct. I played against him many times when we were young, and he was very direct, and obviously scored over 100 goals in the Premier League. So anybody who questions him or something is ridiculous, mate. It's ridiculous. He's fantastic. Just because the whole team was not working. Of course, the individual then is not working, but slowly it's starting to click. When the injured players come back, and he will have Nkuku there, I think he will be even better. So everything is gelling slowly together, I believe. And if he carries on with these performances, the Chelsea will improve in the table, I'm sure.
Would you be surprised, even though we're not even halfway through the season yet, would you be
Yeah.
surprised if Raheem wasn't picked for Euro 2024?
Of course I would be, but I'm sure in the next one he will be. He should be there now over Rashford anyway. But maybe because he was ill last few games, I don't know. You see, Southgate, when I see his interview, he said that they don't want to change it because last time they did well. Blah blah blah. Strange, but it is what it is. Even for Watkins, I read something. He said that obviously Watkins hit the form now, and he said you shouldn't really look into that because he just hit it now. But what? What do you mean? Strange.
Yeah.
But I'm not here speaking about this. But strange. I don't think I would say that out loud. I mean, if you think that in your head, maybe. But listen, who am I to tell England manager something? It's just my opinion.
Well, one player who's proving the doubters wrong, and I would like to touch on him now, is the captain at the moment, but in my opinion, will probably be a good shout for the next permanent captain, is Conor Gallagher. Now, some alleged Chelsea fans wanted him gone. Some Chelsea
Yeah.
fans were saying if he goes, we might as well close down our academy because what's the point of it? Connor's come in, bearing in mind we've spent nearly over 200 million on a new midfield, actually nearly 300 million on a new midfield. Connor's come in, surely with all the midfielders fit, Connor's still got to play, surely.
At the moment, yeah. At the moment, yeah. Why would you take him out when he's working? Do you know what I mean? He gives you so much energy, and it's a good balance at the moment in midfield. Connor with his runs, Enzo silky on the ball, and Caicedo winning the ball and give it to them. So I think it's a good balance at the moment. And you still got players to come back.
Yeah.
Lavia, Nkuku in the 10 or 9. Who knows?
Well, where's Lavia going to play? Because if
Well,
you've
at the
got
moment
them
he's
three,
not. At the moment he's not. So,
yeah.
and he's been out. He's been out.
Mm.
He's been out for ages. So you need to obviously earn the right to play, earn your place in the team, which is good. Every top teams have competition. Look at Man City.
And
You
when
need
you
a good
look at
squad, you know.
when you look at as you talk about Nkuku hopefully going to come back, I'd love to see Nkuku out wide where he was more effective at Leipzig rather than potentially as a striker. I would love to see, and I know people did jump the gun a little bit on him, but
Mm.
for me, he showed it before his injury what he can do, and he's certainly shown it since. You've got to give Brozier a little bit of credit and give him some
He's great,
games.
man. He's great. Very, very
Was he?
unlucky with the injury he had, but what a player, man. The
Yes.
statue on him, fantastic, strong, tall, fast. Fast, if not the fastest at the club. Raheem said he is, so I trust him because Raheem is rapid, or his acceleration anyway. But he's good, man. Bro is good. So he's another one from obviously Chelsea academy that they should be keeping and fighting for who plays him and Jackson fighting it out is not a problem, you know. But I think our best at the moment, our best team would be Raheem, Nkuku, and Palmer, top three. You know, if everybody's fit to put all these players on the pitch with Enzo Caicedo and Connor. Yeah. But we will see what Pochettino will cook up.
Well, you mentioned Cole Palmer.
Mm.
I did notice on the last show I did, I kept calling him Carl. Some people felt I was calling him Carl Palmer. It wasn't. It was Cole. But again, you mentioned that when Chelsea were linked with him, Chelsea had a bid accepted. I remember at the time I was at Chelsea. Chelsea were playing Wimbledon, and there was news that we were going to be signing
Yeah.
Palmer, and I was a little bit trepidatious, thinking, well, there's got to be a reason why City are selling him. There's got to be, is he not good enough? Does Pep think that there's something not right with him? Why are we signing him? Now, I know that there are individuals in the recruitment staff that know him well. That's why we signed him. Okay, that's fine. He has shown in the early stages of his Chelsea career what he can do. And there's more to come. And he's only he's still young. He's still such a young player that can excel.
Yeah, but he's already top player. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he will even improve. But I think he definitely look at the situation. Obviously, you have Bernardo Silva on that side, Phil Foden, De Bruyne, and he looked here. You have Noni, Madueke, and then who else? Who else is really there? Do you know what I mean? On the right or as a 10. So he thought, yeah, I can break through to this team and help Chelsea and help himself to get games or easier to get games. And his talent is unquestionable. Fantastic player, great playmaker, vision good, uses his body well, defended well against Fulham as well. Clever with
His
stopping
ability to
the
track back was very
passing
good.
line, stopping the passing lines really well. So I like him. I like him a lot. As I said, ahead of Madueke at the moment.
And we'll touch on as well before we potentially preview the Arsenal game. We'll talk about the central defence as well. Thiago Silva certainly putting a lot of people to shame. The fact that he is nearly 40 and he's still the Rolls Royce of a defender
Yeah.
in terms of how he has performed. He's hardly put a foot wrong.
I see people question him though online,
Yeah,
and
that's what I wanted to speak to you about, because people are wondering, okay, he's getting older. Should he be in the team? Carwell should play along with Badishil when he comes back, or if not, then he's got to play with Dizazi. How can you criticise a guy who is putting many thousands of people our age to shame, and the guy is still class? Not many centre backs can play the way he can play in a back four, because common sense would say, or I would certainly say, if he's that age or he's struggling a little bit with the pace, you'd play with a back three. Poch isn't doing that. He's playing him with Axel Dizazi at the back, Colwell as a left back, maybe to protect him a little bit. But for people to criticise Silva, I just find it baffling.
he hasn't even been doing like major mistakes. You know what I mean?
No.
But it's the world we live in now. Everybody has an opinion, especially some younger generation, man. And they go crazy about this. But no, this guy deserves massive respect playing at this level, at this age. Fantastic what he does to his body and taking care of himself. And I'm sure the young players obviously look up to him. He's a great role model. I'm not a defender, so I don't really know how to speak about the centre back, but when I watch the game, organizes the defense, reads the game well, plays out from the back, And of course, everybody does sometimes a mistake, so it happens.
And we've mentioned this before, that with Silva there, even if he wasn't playing, but as a presence, players like Levi Colwell can learn so much from him and elevate him. You always have to look back at nearly 25 years ago, when you had Desai and Leboeuf play for Chelsea, and you had a young John Terry through the ranks. The amount of knowledge you can gain from those types of players, and you can see it now, even when Benoit Badiashile hopefully comes back, hopefully for the Arsenal game. So much that these individuals can learn and make them better by even 100%. Not just watching Thiago Silva in training, but again, you've seen it down at Cobham yourself. When you're playing against him or playing with him, confidence and knowledge will make you 10 times a player that you could be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I remember John Terry, so much information giving to people all the time, organizing everything, like being a manager on the pitch, I mean. So I'm sure Silva is like that. Maybe even if he speaks a little bit Brazilian, but I'm sure he knows some English words now.
Oh, I'm sure he knows one or two. Hopefully, should
definitely,
do. I know his wife does.
Definitely a leader. So, great to have him still, and hopefully he doesn't get injured and stays fully focused and injury-free all season.
Well, hopefully he'll be available for the Arsenal game, which is our next game coming up in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge. 5:30 kickoff UK time. we're due a win against Arsenal. We haven't beaten Arsenal for a while. Because the way Arsenal are performing at the moment, some people still think they could win the league this year. I personally think they won't. But if this is the time to play them, is this the right time to play them? With again another week of internationals gone.
Yeah, it's a shame that there
full
is.
Fitness.
Yeah, it's a shame that there is international break because obviously we had the momentum and hopefully that doesn't break. But great game, London derby. There's not favoured in this. We should go fully confident into the game. Obviously, they got a good win, so they'll be confident, even though the game was two tacticians trying to cancel each other out when I watched it. And obviously, they got a lucky goal, the deflection. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. Hopefully, the international break doesn't kill the momentum and players don't come back with many injuries. I saw Cole Palmer dead leg yesterday he had. So hopefully that will be fine when he comes back. But yeah, looking forward to it, man. I hope we get a win.
Well, hopefully. I mean, that would put the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of who could win the title. But as long as it's not Tottenham either, we can't have Tottenham winning the league. But
to be honest, they've been playing really nice football. They've been really playing nice football under this new gaffer. So fair play to them.
Fair play, but as no, we can't have them.
No, they no.
Definitely not. Before we do wrap up the show, we see with the way how we've put this show out this week. Little bit of news that came out. Say a little bit. It pretty much. A lot of people had their say on it. A lot of people provided their memories on it. We actually provided some memories of him as well, but. Eden Hazard announced his retirement earlier this week, only 32.
Yeah.
Unbelievable player. I remember when Chelsea signed him in the summer of 2012, a lot of people were wondering, who is this guy? Is this guy going to be the next big thing? I remember Joe Cole was interviewed at the time when Chelsea signed him and said, you're going to enjoy watching this kid play. He was arguably the best player in Ligue 1, and he wasn't even playing for PSG. And he came to Chelsea as one of the young pups under Di Matteo, the Champions League winning team. And he left Chelsea arguably a modern-day legend with the amount of goals he scored, the amount of moments he created as well, and the amount of trophies that we won. I just want to end the show, Milan, because you put out a very interesting post both on Instagram and Twitter/X, of an Eden Hazard shirt. I'm assuming, I don't want to make an ass of myself, so I will assume.
Mm.
Is that from a game particularly, was it a Chelsea-Warsaw game? I remember, from the League Cup?
No, I changed the shirt with Ivanovic that game, but this one was when I was injured at Portsmouth and Chelsea actually took me back to take care of me and help me get back fit for 6 months. And I was doing recovery. And Eden come with the kids. They're playing the pool. So I spoke to him a little bit because one time when I was still playing for Warsaw, we did. I had a hamstring injury and I was coming back, and he had the ankle problem and he was getting ready for Atletico Madrid game. So we did together the fitness work and stuff. So obviously we knew about each other. But obviously, I haven't seen him for ages, but that shirt, I gave it to one of the physios, and he signed it for me. So with the saying to Milan. Anyway, fantastic player, my role model. I know about him since he was 16 years old, and first time I saw him, I was 14. I went to under 17 games, playing against Belgium. I was on the bench. And obviously Cristiano Ronaldo at that time was the guy with the step overs and that coming through. At Man U, everybody, the Joga Bonito was coming through. And I'm on the bench and I'm watching them warming up, second half, 50 minutes, 55, comes on Vapors. So every time I had the Vapors as well, Mercurial. Anybody who has Mercurial is a player. Do you know what I mean? At that, in the national team. So I'm looking, okay. I never seen anything like it. The guy was doing step overs, Rabona, flicks, looking there, passing there. Came on, scored, I think, 2 goals within 10 minutes. And after the game, everybody was around him, pictures, the agents, and since then I remembered his name. I buy him on Football Manager all the time. And then he came to Chelsea, and I was like, I'm mad. But yeah. I used to watch him on Eurosport as well, under 17. When he went national team Euros under 17s, and I know about him very long time. And what a player, man! Very sad about his injuries in Real Madrid that he couldn't show what he was doing in Premier League there, but that's life. Obviously, everybody knows about his lifestyle off the pitch, and maybe the body couldn't handle it anymore. Or when he was coming back after injuries, obviously he came back a little bit overweight. And if you work hard and your body is not ready, then obviously something gives up, you know. So very sad, very sad. But what a career, what a player, one of the best players in the world, and should be. It's obviously Chelsea legend, but he's up there under Ronaldo and Messi, definitely.
It's
That next level, but down.
it is such a shame because there was a point in his early days at Chelsea where you had him on one side, Mata on the other, Oscar as a 10, but they would all intertwine with each other. So they would all
Yeah,
be
you
in
should see them in
different
training, man. You should see them in training. It's
Oh,
5-a-side games, man. Or if you went inside in a rondo, you're not coming out, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, the level was mad.
seeing those three play how they did was such a joy to watch for Chelsea that
Yeah.
particular
And it's
season.
easy to play with these players because they move where they need to move. They use the touch when they need to use the touch. They dribble when they need to dribble. They just know, you know. And
And that
obviously they quality.
season, the 2014-15 season, we won the league. He was without doubt the best player in the league.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, the season after the 2015-16 season, when Mourinho unfortunately would leave for the second time, a lot of people were wondering, where is this guy? Why has this guy not turned up for most of the season? He then turns up in a game against
Liverpool.
Tottenham.
And Liverpool. Yeah.
And Liverpool
Solo,
scores
yeah.
one of the best goals you're going to see that decade at Stamford Bridge. Stops Tottenham winning the title, which is even better. And that the next season under Antonio Conte, he's like a man possessed. Ends up winning the league yet again. Arguably the best player in the league again.
Yeah.
But then it's his last season under Sarri where it was just a case of just give Eden the ball and he'll do something with it. And what a outstanding player. The goal against Arsenal when he just brushed off Coquelin. Get the
strong, so strong, man. His legs strong.
Unbelievable. And you know, people
and he knew how to use his body. He used his body really well, man.
Yes.
Protected the ball so strong. Protected the ball really well, man.
You know, people talk about, you know, with the modern day legends, and rightfully so. They talk about Zola. They talk about people like Terry and the modern day. But Hazard, my goodness, he was up there. The stuff he can do with the ball, and the goal he scored at Anfield as well.
Yeah.
That knocked.
I get goosebumps every time I see that goal. I get goosebumps. He's amazing.
Oh,
amazing.
It just. And
the fans just go up. The fans just wakes up the fans. Goes on the dribble, wakes up the fans.
Yes.
Boom, done. Goodbye.
And his last game for Chelsea was quite momentous as well when he would score against Arsenal. We win the game 4-1. We win the Europa League. And rightfully so, he turned around and said, "This is my last game. I need to follow my dream." And nobody could have faulted him.
Yeah.
You know, nobody could have faulted him. He done
it's
so
difficult.
well.
When Real Madrid knock on the door and you're a foreign player, it's not easy. It's not easy to say no.
Of course, you know, when Real Madrid or Barcelona, we have to put it right. Those two are in a different league of their own when it comes to players, as you say, that were born and raised at a certain point, and they looked at that. But certainly a Chelsea legend. I'd love to see him back at the Bridge, you know, as a guest. Come back.
He will be playing for Chelsea legend. I'm sure he will be ripping up the Chelsea legend.
Oh my goodness me! Can you imagine that?
Beer, a little bit beer, a little bit burger, and he will rip it up.
Chelsea must get it sorted. Hopefully, we'll see him with Chelsea legends. But It was great. It was great to see Eden Hazard perform for Chelsea. What we are trying to do on the Blue Day podcast, if you haven't noticed it on our YouTube channel, and I do encourage you to see it on YouTube, we are looking for this week or between now and Christmas to upload some Chelsea highlights, and some of them will include Eden Hazard. So if you miss Eden Hazard play for a Chelsea shirt, find us on our YouTube channel at the Blue Day podcast, where we will hopefully get some highlights in. But Milan, before we do let you go, just sum up, obviously, your one story you've got, with watching Eden Hazard play, and also how do you see Chelsea coming up against Arsenal on the 21st of October?
Obviously, that Liverpool goal is my favourite, and the best time when he goes on the dribble alone. And that's what he does, isn't it? And the Arsenal goal as well, which is fantastic. And hopefully the next game against Arsenal we win, and it will remind us that London is still blue and forever will be. Do you know what I mean? So looking forward to it.
Someone needs to show Mudryk that game against Arsenal in 2017. You never know.
Yeah, fair play to Mudryk, by the way. He woke up and he's there now. He's there now. He's getting better and a lot of confidence. He's a confidence player, I'm sure, from what I've seen. So Pochettino is giving him a lot of love. So let's see how he keeps going. But well done to him at the moment. He's been great.
Well, it's been great to have you on the show, Milan, again this week. Thank you very much for joining us, and we're
You're
going to
welcome.
enjoy the weekend stress-free, not worrying about Chelsea at all, but we'll worry about Chelsea next Saturday against Arsenal at 5:30, and hopefully we'll see somebody do an Eden Hazard and shrug off potentially Declan Rice from midfield. But we shall see. If you're interested in finding us on social media, you can find us on Instagram at the Blue Day Podcast. You can find us on X at the Blue Day Pod. Find us as well on Facebook, facebook.com/the Blue Day Podcast. He has been Milan Lalkovic. I thank him again for coming on to the show. I've been Keith Lawrence. Keep the blue flag flying, folks. Stay safe and carefree.